President Lee and fellows, it's a very, very sombre Sergeant session today. It's about local government, and there's no joking about local government. So, everybody's affected by local government, but how much do you really know? So, as you can see, there's no frilly background, no pretty pictures, nothing like that. We're just straight down to business. How many councils are there in New Zealand? 78 is correct. By the way, how many were there at the time of the 1989 amalgamation, big amalgamation? 85. So we started with 85 and we've already reduced down to 78. How many types of councils are there? Okay, who said 3? Right, you're wrong. There are 2 types of council. There are 11 regional councils and there are 67 territorial local authorities. But 5 of those are unitaries because they actually do the functions of both. How much is owned by councils in fixed assets? Who said 98? Right, well you're all right, and because of that you can put twice as much money in the pot. How much is owed in terms of debt? Who said 24.3? Wrong. Who said 15.6? That's wrong too. 7.9 billion, which is quite interesting, isn't it? Local government doesn't owe nearly as much as the media would have you believe, which means that the asset to debt ratio, 8.06%, which would be considered very fiscally prudent in anybody's book, actually. Am I doing a good job, Kerry? So here's some other figures that I thought you might be interested in. This is for local government totally in New Zealand for the year ended 30 June 2013. Operating expenditure 8.3 billion, capital 4.3. So rates collected 4.6 billion, and about another 20% of operating on top of that being grants. Now the really interesting thing that's going on in the UK, where I've just come back, is that about 80% of their funding come in grants from the government. And they woke up one day and the government said, actually, we're cutting that. And over a 5-year period, they're having about a 50% cut in their funding. And so there is a very substantial redesign of what local government is in the UK. So we still, in New Zealand, are having conversations about how much will rates go up every year. Haven't quite got to the UK scenario yet. So how many staff do you think work in local government in New Zealand?
Too many.
Who said 31,200? Right, well that's overinflated. 24,600. Right. And here we go. What is the longest period a chief executive can be appointed before the position is considered vacant and needs to be re-advertised? 10 years? Who said 10 years? No. 7 years? Anybody say 7 years? That is in fact the correct answer. Chief executives are appointed on terms of up to 5 years, but the 5-year term can be extended for 2 years. And at the end of either the 5 years, if it's not extended, or the 7 years, the position is publicly advertised and the chief executive has no right of renewal. Having said that, there are a couple of chief executives in New Zealand who've been in their jobs for a very long time. And the Minister of Local Government is Paula Bennett, the lovely Paula. I told you you weren't allowed to answer. The lovely Paula Bennett, who is also the Minister of State Services, which makes it a very interesting combination. So thank you very much. I hope you know a little bit more about local government now. It's a very important part of the New Zealand public sector.